to record this, so this has been recording, and we'll share with you the MP4. I'm really happy to see a lot of celebrities here, eToro celebrities. Our popular investors are very much our leaders. We have 12 million, I think 12 million registered clients today, and our popular investors are the most popular ones, and very much to us our leaders. So it's a real honor to have you all here, and I'm sure it's great for you to see one another as well in person. We've also got some of our team here as well. You may know them. We've got Dalia from our team. Maybe she wants to say hi for a second.
Hey everyone, nice to see you all. And you, kind of.
And Tomer as well in our team as well. Yeah. If you want to say hi, Tomer.
Hi, hello.
So Tomer and Dalia, they also oversee the program. You've probably been in touch with them. Yeah. So I just wanted to basically cover what we've been doing. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can't see it. Just going to share with you a kind of an update on where things are at currently. So the coronavirus, obviously, wanted to make sure all of you are healthy. That's the most important thing right now, and your families. For many people, it's a health crisis, a personal crisis, and we're very sensitive in regards to that. It's obviously an extremely tough time. So obviously we're thinking of all of you and want to make sure that if you have any issues, feel free to, well, if you feel comfortable, you can let us know. Um, it's business as usual here at eToro. Actually, trading volume has increased significantly this year as people see entry points into markets. So you can see the numbers here. There's been new depositing clients actually for the first time has grown by over 300%. So that's so the company numbers are very robust at the moment. Actually, stock investors, so people are coming into the markets, they see entry points for stocks, they see entry points for indices in there. And compared to Q1 in 2019, we've actually seen quadrupled the number of stock investors on the eToro platform. We have 12 offices globally, of which 11 are functioning remotely. As you can see, we're all working from home. Our Shanghai office is back to is back to usual. I suppose I can use those words. They're back in the office, and and when we have video calls with them, they're calling for us. They're speaking to us from the office. Our customer service has been expanded and working remotely because of the volume of new clients we've got. We are getting a lot of pressure on our customer service teams, and some people in the company have that's their focus currently at the moment to support our client tickets on a daily basis. So that's where eToro is today. Thought I'd give a little bit of a popular investor update. So 15%, Tom Air actually, who's in the team here, he helped generate some of these figures as well. So 15% of our popular investors have been profitable over the past 30 days, which is quite unbelievable. Additionally, 20% had a drawdown of less than 10%, and 33 who profited were profitable by more than 20%. Many popular investors we're pleased to see who have had long-term stock buy and hold strategies have stuck to their strategy and added to their positions. So we're happy to see that it's business as usual as well from the popular investor program as well, and several new popular investors were featured on the editor's choice. We've actually onboarded, I think, on a weekly basis, more than a dozen popular investors. If Dalia can correct me if I'm wrong. To look at those figures in a contextually or globally, global hedge funds have struggled. I think they're down now 12%. This was actually an email I received 11% from a fund manager. Um, remove their name to but you can see they shared data. So the MS global hedge fund average is down 11%. So if you look at our popular investors, their performance compared to globally professional fund managers that have decades of track record, I think the performance has been fairly impressive. Famously, you may have read Ray Dalio's fund, I think, is down around 20% this year. His conservative global macro fund, and that's been one of the best performing funds over the past 30 years. So no one is, I would say, is invincible right now, but at the same time, it's pleasing to see that our popular investors are able to compete with the reputable top fund managers in the world when it comes to their performance. So yeah, so that's what in terms of our team's current focus and how we're trying to support our pop investors currently. Transparency for us is key, and that comes both ways. We want to reach out to you, and this is the point of this video call. We want to improve the communications for both you with your copiers and for us as a team to you as well. We're being more robust on in terms of our risk in infrastructure and oversight, and also trying to improve the service that we're currently providing. I will go into that in slightly more detail here. So in terms of transparency and communications, we're keeping our pop investors regularly updated on what's going on by email and by the feed. Apologies that I know that many of you, English might not be your first language. On the feed, you can translate, obviously, that and we so it's and you'll have to use also you'll have to use your Google Translate on your email, your Google Mail Translate as well, to translate our mails in the meantime for us to get communications out quickly. It is often time consuming if we do translate them, so apologies about that. We want to have these video calls weekly, unless you find that it was a waste of time. So let us know, and let us know what you would like as part of the content in these video calls as well. We have onboarded, actually before this crisis, we've actually got experts and consultants that are working with us who are fund managers, and we will assign pop investors to work with them as well going forward as well. So it's something exciting for some of you to look forward to. And we want to ensure that you're in touch with us as well, that we're here to support you as well at this current time. In terms of the service, we're focused on improving the quality of the program. During a time like this, we see that the program, some of the gaps that exist in the Pop Investor program do get exposed, and it's an opportunity for us to identify those gaps and to fix them. And we are here as a team for you 6 days a week. There's always someone in our team who will be available, to cover and to be available if you've got any questions. We understand that urgent issues may arise, so that is something that that you can be rest assured. We are being very strict in terms of very strict. We are enforcing and being more robust in terms of implementing our risk oversight. So the markets are very volatile right now. Currently, we don't want our copiers to be exposed too much to those volatile markets. Therefore, if someone's risk hits 7 on a daily basis, we will most likely block them from gaining copiers. That's not a punishment. That's to prevent more copiers from being exposed to that risk. At the same time, so we get daily risk alerts. We get hourly risk alerts as well, based upon if an hourly risk score jumps to 8, and we will notify that pop investor immediately what's happened, and we will take measures against that. We are, in terms of so people who are popular investors who are cadets and rising stars, they have a limited amount of AUM that they can have until they can move to the next tier. So we're being more strict on that because we don't want people who may be inexperienced to start gaining AUM at this time until we have been able to properly monitor their performance. This is something that we are looking at on a weekly basis and on a daily basis. And in terms of our second accounts as well, we send out an email. Some of you have payment accounts. Some of you are trading in those accounts. Over the next week or two, we will be preventing you in your pop investor payment accounts from opening new positions in those accounts. We understand that may be an inconvenience. We're very happy to see that you all trade. It's obviously inconvenience for us as well. We understand that. We're very happy to see that many of you are trading those accounts, copying or investing in some of our portfolios. But from a conflict of interest perspective, it's something that we need to take action to prevent market manipulation and front running, etc. So I hope you understand that. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. So how can you monitor your risk at this time? So when you've set up your strategy, you've got an idea of how much risk you're willing to take anyhow, first of all, initially. So the markets are volatile right now, and it's important to look and see where you're exposed to in your portfolio to risk. Many of you may know how to see that on the platform, but I thought I will show you as well. If you go into your portfolio here and you go to your, if you go into the portfolio and you click here on the chart and you click on risk, you can actually see what positions you are more exposed to live in terms of your portfolio, in terms of your risk. So I just clicked on Heloise as an example. So PayPal, in terms of her risk exposure, is 11% of the portfolio. So you can get an idea of, there may be positions in your portfolio that maybe are smaller positions, but because they're a lot more volatile, or they are having their risk exposure is greater. So it's important to understand and look at that. What instruments in the portfolio are exposing your risk? How much risk you're willing to take? Like I said at the beginning of your strategy, and therefore what's happening in terms of the volatility in your portfolio now. And into understanding what's happening to your leverage positions, be very careful if you're trading with leverage at this current time, and understand that if you take a larger exposure to specific assets, that will significantly affect your risk score, particularly if they're volatile. Stick to a disciplined long-term strategy. It's very tempting currently in the markets to change your strategy. We've seen some popular investors do that. We've seen a popular investor yesterday change their strategy just drastically and lost 18, 90% in 18 or 19% in one day. And he just got very tempted by the market volatility. It's very easy, I suppose, for that to happen, but we expect our pop investors to define their strategy from the beginning and commit to that. We're not here to give you trading or investment advice, but I suppose that is something that any money manager would tell you. You probably have a knowledge of a particular type of strategy, so it's incredibly risky to suddenly change that overnight. How to grow your AUM at this time? So we monitor on a daily basis the AUM growth of our pop investors, and we see organically what actually converts AUM into our pop investors on a daily basis. To give you, so we'll go into what we see currently at this time has the biggest impact on your AUM. Before that, I just wanted to mention, and that is communications on the feed into your copiers, by the way, currently. Going into that, it's very important that, and this is a possibility, some of you may have symptoms of being ill or may feel ill. It's very important for us to be that point of contact as a team. We would strongly suggest, although it's not a fixed rule, but we would strongly suggest not to disclose that on the eToro feed. There's for two reasons. One is we think that's personal information, and it can scare your copiers as well, because they may not react in the same way that you're reacting to it. You may be calm, you maybe have a slight cough and say, oh, you think you've got corona, but then you'll find that maybe people will pull out their money straight away and be very nervous. So probably stating the obvious, but just wanted to reiterate it. Two, as well, maybe other pop investors, they wouldn't reveal that information. So it's also putting them in a bind. If they see that one pop investor feels comfortable being transparent about that information, but they aren't themselves. So I think we should be consistent in what we're happy to disclose to the community. We do have a process that we've discussed internally of how we would approach a matter if a pop investor is unfortunately ill, whether that's during this current situation or after, and how we would communicate with copiers. So so we should be the contact point in regards to that. So in regards to communication to your copiers, we are seeing, because the markets are very volatile, clients are going to market feeds, they're going to instrument pages, and the communication therefore on the feed is actually and the traffic on the feed is what's driving people to popular investors. So first of all, before I get into the content, important to provide a weekly update to your copiers. A lot of you are probably aware of this, but if you're not doing this and taking this for granted, then you're then you may find you'll lose AUM at this current time, particularly if you have a drawdown, which is expected. Explain why you're keeping to your strategy at this time. How does your performance stand against the benchmark? And pick a relevant benchmark. I'll use Olivier Danvel, for instance, an example. His benchmark won't be the S&P because he doesn't have a long stock portfolio strategy. He's got more of a global macro defined strategy. So therefore, choose a relevant benchmark for you and benchmark your performance against it. And maybe the benchmark that you're looking at, maybe it's the standard deviation that is what's more important rather than the PNL. Maybe you're showing that you're less risky and your drawdowns are better. Whereas, yeah, although you may not have such high returns, maybe it's that your drawdowns are a lot lower. So explain how your performance is standing against other relevant benchmarks. It's important to show leadership and calm at this time. Very important. It's easier said than done. I understand a lot of you are probably going through personal difficulties and challenges. It's very important, though, to be calm. As with any social media platform, it's very easy to write something and then delete it after because you regret what you wrote. So draft something in Word or in another document, and then put it into the eToro feed after. I would suggest not to write anything on impulse or on emotion, and rather just take a breathe and think about how to communicate with your copiers at this time. You're our leaders. Like I said, we have 12 million registered users from 150 countries. Our proper investors are our leaders at this time. They're our ambassadors for eToro. This is a great time for us to support one another, for you to support the company. We're bringing in a lot of clients. A lot of those clients are copying you now. So we're providing you we're helping you gain a lot of AUM. So it's a great time for us to strengthen our relationship together as well going forward. And to support the wider community as well. You're knowledgeable, you're the experts on eToro. A lot of your clients may have questions. It may be very annoying that you're getting a million notifications, but it's a great opportunity for you to answer and educate them as well. So I wanted to talk about communicating on the feed. So what we found is what's the biggest driver of AUM is our pin posts to markets, pinning a post on a markets page. I wanted to provide tips on how interesting feed posts can be pinned, on why we choose to pin them to market pages. So a tip is I would suggest writing a post on a Sunday evening for the week ahead about a particular instrument. Why on a Sunday evening? Because right now, currently, everyone's wanting to know how the market is going to open on Monday. And that is when we've got a lot of traffic coming to those instrument pages as well. So it's nice to prepare a post on a Sunday, how the Dow Jones and Nasdaq, or how a stock in your portfolio is maybe going to perform over the next week, or interesting insights about it over the next week. Write about the specific instrument. Obviously, writing about the most traded assets is something that will provide you more visibility as well at this current time. So I wanted to share with you here what are most traded assets on eToro. None of these will probably come as a surprise to you, but just wanted to. It's no harm in stating the obvious. These are the most traded indices on the platform. These are the most traded stocks. It doesn't mean that you need to write about these instruments. Obviously, you may be investing in Boeing, which doesn't appear here, and Boeing maybe. These are the most traded assets in March. So there are stocks, if you think that have interesting stories around them and that will gain a lot of visibility and you have them in your portfolio, then it may be worth talking about them as well. If you're someone who's holding Disney, for someone who's holding Boeing as well. So not necessarily everything here, but this information may be helpful to you to understand if you're a popular investor that is holding one of these assets and one of these ETFs as well. Keep any post balanced, responsible. If you're going to provide any forecast, although I would suggest maybe against that, provide it in a balanced way. Why it maybe won't hit the forecast, and provide added value on one subject. Don't talk about 3 or 4 things at one time. Otherwise, like with any conversation in life, you'll get lost. and don't tag more than 5 instruments. And if you, yeah, and feel free to share with us the content as well. We'll be happy to review it as well. So that's the pin posts for markets. We also want to remind you all and suggest that this is a great time to start building a regular video content, or whether it's on a weekly basis. This is a great way to retain copiers. We've seen it in the past. A lot of copiers, once they don't take for granted that they know that you're professional, once they see your face and they see your speaking, and they understand that, wow, this person actually has a lot of knowledge. He's not just lucky. People are skeptical when they're investing their money. We need to remember that. And this is an opportunity, having video content face to face, showing someone and hearing their voice, understand, is a great way for people to have more belief in your strategy. So do live video Q&As on a routine basis. You can use Twitch. You can use other types of video formats I've written here to do research yourself. Maybe you'll find a platform that's suitable for you. You can do a shared screen as well, slides of your performance, and share recordings on a routine basis. So start becoming a video blogger. Now's the time. I actually I put a picture there of George Thompson, who I'll find him here, and I'll be able to I'll find him here, and I'll be able to, maybe he'll be able to explain. He hosted two. Hi George, you there? You can hear me?
Yeah.
So,
Can you hear me?
yeah. Do you want to maybe introduce yourself quickly to the other popular investors?
Hey guys, I know a few of you, but not most of you. So nice to see you, and thanks for all of that, Sam. Some interesting info. Yeah. So as you were saying, Sam, basically, I realized that in this time of huge volatility, I was getting the same questions again and again, and whether you're long or short in this period, like, you are going to get some swings, right? And inevitably, people, partially due to luck, maybe depending on the day or the moment that they started copying you, will have a bigger or a smaller portion of that downswing. And so it's normal, I think, for those people to start to worry, or maybe question whether you know what you're doing, especially I think in my case, because my number of copiers and AUM went up a lot recently. So these are people who maybe don't know me that well, or they haven't stuck with me for that long to be able to have a consistent idea of how I perform, or what I think. And yeah, just on a high level, like you were saying, it's important to reiterate your strategy even when things are going, or especially when things are going not badly, but when you have maybe a little hiccup. So yesterday was a good example for me, because at the moment I'm net short. It was a bit of a drawdown for me, and so I just wanted to reassure people that, not necessarily that my approach is right, but hey, these are my thoughts, these are my reasons, this is why I'm sticking with the strategy. And at least then they get it. And, if they disagree, they can leave and understand why they left. And if they decide to stay, then at least they fully understand and are on board. Yeah.
Great. George, do you maybe, so you did 2 Facebook Lives over the past week. Do you maybe want to
Yeah.
explain about the operational, just a minute, operational aspects behind that? How did you set it up?
Yeah, so I'm still learning, and you made a good point actually about the shared screen or slides, because that was something I was missing, not being able to show people charts or papers, examples, right, while you're talking. That's often very useful. So Facebook Live is good because, well, just the same as YouTube Live or these kinds of things, it's actually very, very easy. You just click, for those who haven't done it, you just click go live, and that's it. It's just like a FaceTime type of thing. So there's no real setup, and it allows you to just slap a link on your feed and say, hey, I'm going to do a live update in a few hours, and everybody can join with almost no friction. What did you have anything else in mind when you meant operationally?
No, that's fine. I just wanted that for those of you who don't know, George has a Facebook group as well, so he does the Facebook lives from that Facebook group.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you need some sort of to do a live. It either needs to be to your friends or to a group. I don't know if there's another way to do it with even less friction. But that was just, I was thinking recently about the best way to engage with people in this live way, and you basically have to decide between Zoom or YouTube or Facebook. So I just landed on Facebook, but yeah, maybe Zoom could be good.
If anyone else has any suggestions, you can feel free to, you can unmute yourself if you've got a video suggestion as well. I know that Jay has used Twitch in the past as well. I don't know what he thinks in regards to that, whether he suggests using that. It's hello, Jay. Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. We've got this is like you know.
How about now?
Oh, now we can. Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go. It's all right. Yeah, no, I've used Twitch in the past. Some software that I would recommend if you are going to go down Twitch or YouTube, you can use some software called OBS, and there's loads of guides online. It's open source software, so it's totally free, and that will let you share your screen, overlay your webcam with it or other information to make it a bit easier. So I used to stream pretty regularly. I'm probably going to do a stream again soon. And I would show both my screens as well as like a chat as well, so that I can kind of show multiple charts at once and just kind of switch between things when I'm talking about them.
Awesome, thanks. I've got 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes left, but I'm going to go to. So I mentioned about video. We've mentioned about the feed. You can see and I'm also wanted to mention as well that if you haven't already, this is a great opportunity for you to start building a site page as well. I know that Lena is here, so I actually put a screenshot of her site page, which looks great. There's lots of easy sites to use. There's Wix, Weebly. I can write an endless amount of them. Where you don't need any technical expertise in order to build your own website. It's a great place to refer clients on eToro to read about, to read more about your strategy, to provide a more professional overview of who you are and background. And if you see that people are interested, obviously we need to be sensitive about this. There's people, who maybe not who don't have cash available right now to invest in the markets. But for a lot of people, they see this as an opportunity to enter the market. And maybe you've got friends and family who are. Maybe they want to buy stocks. Maybe they want to copy you. So if it's an opportunity to become an eToro partner, if you haven't done already, and to have referrals from that as well. I don't know how much time you all have. Depends, I suppose, whether you've got kids or whatnot. But being at home on lockdown, maybe you've got time to invest in learning. We are happy to provide for you, and we'll be able to also refund this in your Popular Investor account. If you want to do a course on Udemy or Coursera, there's some very interesting investment courses, investment management courses there. If you want to improve your knowledge and expertise as well. So just so feel free to send us an email, let us know what course you're planning on doing, and we'll be happy to discuss that as well. So that's a good opportunity as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got some changes to the program that we have planned. We're looking to improve that we had planned before this that happened before this crisis occurred, improving the integrity of the program. So the payments will be more based upon AUM growth, or more heavily weighted in that favor, but we don't see that this will have a negative effect on our popular investors. And we actually will be creating a new tier called Elite Pro tier for people who pass the AUM of $10 million. Some of you may already be in that, so that's later in the year, and actually the payment there you'll be able to actually earn slightly more as well. So we're looking to improve the professional offering, strengthen the professional offering of the program. That's to retain and reward our talented popular investors, and also to onboard more and more professional money managers as well. So this is just wanted to let you know we'll be providing more details about that. Do any of you have? I think I'm done. If do any of you have any specific questions? Anyone? You can I think you can unmute yourselves if you do.
Do you have any more information about the Elite Pro, or is that something that you're still working on?
So we do have a program that's been approved internally. We're going to share with you all more details over time. It's later in the year when we will phase in these changes, and we'll communicate with you all one by one. Yeah, but we wanted to. It's important that you, as like I said, as our ambassadors and our elite pop investors are aware of these changes beforehand. We can also have the opportunity to get your insights.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's a bit vague. Apologies.
Sam, I'm sure you're aware, but I'm seeing a lot of posts out there, rather negative posts. People trying to figure out why certain markets don't open when they open. They really do open. And also the other one was differences in prices with different brokerages. I was wondering if eToro would be willing to put out some material, blog posts, and I'd be happy to share them when I see those negative posts with your explanations about why these things happen. I think when in the absence of information, people invent the information, right?
Sure.
So if you have an official standpoint, that'd be good to share.
Sure. So I have to finish the call in a minute, so I'm not evading the question, but so we do, because of the volatility in the markets right now, we're getting our pricing obviously from liquidity providers, tier one banks. So it is very difficult and challenging right now for us to be able to execute pricing on time, on time. I know that our trading team is working on a solution, our trading and hedging team. I'll see if there's better communication